Hello everyone, I'm just going to get straight into it, let's go. The base genome for this hybrid will be Suchomimus. We will then add Borrelio pelta for the osteoderms, or also known as the armor. We will then add alligator snapping turtle for the beak and the neck, which you might not think of as a good thing to add to this genome. But just look up a turtle skeleton, like under the shell, and you'll be surprised at how a turtle's neck is built. We will then add orangutan for the arms, the pure intelligence, and the thumbs. We will then add Komodo dragon for the venom and the saliva and the claws. We'll then add grizzly bear for the stance, like how it stands up, how it goes between quadruped and biped, that kind of thing. We'll then use Argentinosaurus for size. We will then use hippopotamus for being used to being on the bottom of whatever body of water it's in. Since it will be too heavy for it to be able to float, it will have to walk on the bottom of bodies of water, and also for the thickness of the skin. We'll then use trapjaw ant for the quick snapping jaw and the antenna. We'll then use stonefish for the spikes and or quills, whatever you'd like to call them, and then venom in those spikes and quills, along with some venom in the shoulder spikes, which would already be devastating to get attacked by or to get hit with and stabbed through with, but it just makes it even more deadly. We also add it for the gills. We now add saltwater crocodile for the vasoconstriction, which is how they stop blood flow in the body, if you didn't know that. And then also for the wider mouth that Suchomimus does not provide. We will then add honey badger for sleeping off venom, since honey badger sleeps off venom, and since the saltwater croc can stop blood flow, if venom gets into its system, it can stop the venom from reaching important parts of its system, like its heart and its brain, and then just wait till the fight is over and then sleep off the venom. We'll then add coyote for the social behaviors, and I wanted to use wolf, but I'd prefer if John and Barry didn't communicate with my two hybrids, so we're going to use coyote instead. And then the second to last genome contributor is going to be the fire-bellied snake, which are the natural predators of poison dart frog, which gives it a natural immunity to Barry's poison. And finally, last but not least, we have Mosasaurus for the second row of teeth, and also some more size, just in case Argentinosaurus does not cut it, if it does get evened out by this very large genome pool. This is Dominus profunditatis, and I'll put that on the screen because it is hard enough to pronounce, and it's probably going to be even harder to spell if you do not know exactly how it's spelled. His nickname is King, because of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? He will be the main big hybrid, if you couldn't have guessed from this. And yeah, so this is King. He is a decently close relative of Formidor profundi and Morphectum profundus, if you couldn't guess. So Stanley and Lilac. And now let's get into his sidekick. So I'm going to be completely honest. The only thing the sidekick is just Formidor profundi, but with all of the other dinosaurs taken out from it, other from the base genome, which is Suchomimus. So if you haven't watched Formidor profundi's debut video, then you'll just get to see his entire genome just without the other dinosaurs. Like I said, the base genome is Suchomimus. Then we add African dwarf croc for the osteoderms along the side and belly. Then we have lionfish for the quills. Then we have black widow for the venom, the coloration, and the fangs. And then we have king snake for neurotoxin immunity. Then we have eyelash viper for the pit organs and fangs. Then we have polar bear for everything, really. We have some fur to keep it warm in colder areas, for the sense of smell, and to, be able to walk on all fours and bipedally. And then we have moray eel for the second set of jaws. And then we have poison dart frog for poison-covered skin, specifically from the water hemlock, which it would use its mouth to grind up and swallow to be able to use as poison. And I'm just specifying this since Barry specifically didn't give specifically what he eats to gain his poison. And here we come to another loophole I found in the system. I'm going to use Mosasaurus for sheer size. Now I know what you might be thinking. Your sidekick animal hybrid can only have one dinosaur in it. Thing is, Mosasaurus isn't technically a dinosaur. It's a marine reptile, an ancient marine reptile. So, technically, this isn't against the rules. I'm doing the exact same thing I did for the Kaiju Hybrid War about technically this, technically that. So, technically, Mosasaurus is allowed in this genome. And then we have Coyote for the social skills, being able to, communicate and cooperate with Regeratus. And then we have Trapjaw Ant for the snap bite, which is its extremely powerful, charged up bite. I did explain more about how this works, I think, in my original Formidable Profundi video. So if you want to look at that, because I'm pretty sure I did explain more on it, and also for the antenna. And then finally, last but not least, one of the coolest animals to exist on planet Earth, we have the Komodo dragon for the venom and the saliva. This is the psychic hybrid, or Parva profundus, which in English means little deep. So I will put up some size charts, and also I will put up how to spell Parva profundus. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you did enjoy, and I hope this is sufficient for an upload until I can get my life in order and get the freaking video I want out. Because I'm having to start from scratch, and that's just crumpled everything I had planned working on it forward, so it'll probably take, I know I'm putting it off again, but it'll probably take a few months before it comes out. I'm just being completely honest with you guys. I want to be completely transparent on how long I think it'll take, and I'll try and start working on it as soon as possible. So, yeah, that's it. Bye-bye.